Hi dudes, happy Monday. I'm so sorry that this has had to turn into a pre-record. I didn't realise the timings for the TV thing I'm filming today, and when they sent it through yesterday, you get so much notice in showbiz world. It turns out I'm not going to be back until about an hour. In fact, I'll probably be in a car coming back from London as you're watching this. So I'm so sorry I'm not there, but you can tweet me and I'll be in the back of a car, hopefully able to chat to you. Here's a tiny dog to make up for it, if it makes you feel better. Ooh, that is the classy way to sleep, don't we agree? So I'm going to pre-record the chapter, but there is pretty much nothing, I don't think, short of natural disaster, don't tempt fate, after this year, that will stop this being live tomorrow. And then I don't think anybody really came to a decision on Friday. There was chat about maybe doing it at 8 o'clock so it could be live. But there was also chat about doing a midnight showing, which I'm not adverse to. So if midnight's fun, we could do a special midnight feast. This must be horrible for you. It is bouncing all over the place, isn't it? Let me put it there. There we go. Oh, look, there's Fiona in the background. That's my ficus. So, let's read a chapter which it's exciting. You voted yesterday. Does Vanweer recognise Marine? Balls. I was going to watch some YouTube videos on how to do a Dutch accent, wasn't I? Is this weird to do this while I'm already filming? But if I stop filming now, then how to do a Dutch accent. Oh, an audible advert.
Oh, hello.
No,
Have you ever listened?
We're not interested. We want to know how to do a Dutch accent.
Hello there. I'm here with my friend Clarence. He's Dutch. He comes from Holland, and he's going to explain us something about Dutch people speaking in English, their accent.
Well, this video has got lots of background noise. It's very annoying.
Our sound is different.
Okay, no. Alright, I'll just continue to make it up then. Sorry for that interlude where I was worrying about how to do a Dutch accent. I mean, there's no way I'd have been able to copy it anyway, was there? So, does Vanweer recognise Marine was your vote? It was quite close, actually. But here we go. Here's the chapter that results. So when we left it last time, Marine had opened the door to the room with the stone in it, and Vanweer was stood in the doorway. Bam! Marine didn't know where to look. If she looked away, she would seem guilty and flighty. If she looked directly at Vanweer, it felt like putting your hand in a flame. Somewhere in the back of her mind, she was dimly aware of some training she had had on how to lie convincingly. It was either look directly at the person to show you had nothing to hide, or to make brief eye contact but keep alert around you so you didn't look like you were trying. In the milliseconds she had before it was obvious she was hesitating, she had to make a decision. Marine swallowed hard and looked up to salute Vanweer. Vanweer looked annoyed at the small Tingian being in the doorway and barely nodded in response as she swept past and into the corridor. Her heavy footsteps had a dead sound to them as she paced away. Vanweer's boots were recognisable in amongst the lighter steps of her guards. Marine shivered with relief and took a step through the door past the remaining entourage of guards following Vanweer. She could see the stone in the lab at the far end of the room. She felt her skin prickle at the thought of the next part of the plan. There weren't many Tingians left in the room. A few were clustered around the stone where the glow lamps were at their densest, and then there were 2 pairs of others talking and looking at charts at different desks on the walls. Shouldn't be too difficult to make herself look busy and get up close to the stone. It wasn't roped off at all. Marine scanned the Tingians for Utra, still clutching the badge in her pocket in case she needed her alibi again. She turned around to close the door gently behind her, and saw that Vanweer was looking directly at her from halfway down a corridor. "I know you, don't I?" "Dreadful," Vanweer said. She didn't raise her voice, but it rumbled confidently down the bare corridor and hit Marine like a freight train. Marine froze. The door stood half open, her tiny fingers gripping the edge. It would be so easy to close the door and run towards the stone and throw her hands against it. But if she did that, the game would be up permanently. "Yes," said Marine honestly. "You did my passing out ceremony, and we have met a few times on official—" Vanweer cut her off. "You are part of— No, God, Dutch, I just don't know how to do it." You were part of Teleglishi, the traitor's company, were you not? I'm so sorry, Kim. Marine saw the guards around Vanweer hold their batons a little tighter. She blanched. She was unarmed. They had decided to run the mission without weaponry, a calculated risk to give themselves the best chance of remaining undetected. I was, she admitted. I was stationed here after the disbandment of the company. She prayed that the lie would work, delivering it as casually as she could muster. No, you were not. Only Rishek and Esmar were here. What are you doing here? I was posted here. Marine tried to convince Vanweer, but Vanweer knew it for the lie that it was. You do not have authorization to be here. Arrest her. She signalled an arm forward, and two of the guards around her stepped forward to seize Marine. Marine slammed the door as hard as she could and then turned and ran on bouncy feet towards the stone. It was maybe 30 paces across the room, and her breath burned in and out of her as she leapt into a sprint and aimed her arms out in front of her, desperate to feel the smooth surface of the stone on her fingertips. She heard the door opening behind her and feet following her, but she didn't dare turn round. She had to touch the stone. It was maybe 5 steps away now. 4, 3. She felt strong arms wrenching the back of her overalls and pulling her backwards. She crashed backwards, and the full weight of 2 guards lay on top of her, completely immobilizing her. She panted heavily, not caring about anything other than getting air back into her legs, which was no easy feat with 2 security guards sitting on her chest. Vanweer stood over her, smirking. Well, we will need to have an interesting chat, won't we? I just don't even know what this noise is. Marine said nothing. She let the guards secure her arms in root rope and bowed her head in shame as she was marched along the corridor with Vanweer. You will need to tell me what you are up to. There may be a way yet we can save you if you are willing to talk. Fucking don't even know. Vanweer said coolly as they walked. Marine said nothing. Her head was spinning. What would her parents think? Would she ever see her parents again? She tried to look around as carefully as she could as they marched through the labyrinth of passages. She wanted to know that one of the others had seen what had happened, so she knew she wasn't being marched off to a cell with no one knowing. There was no sign of any of the others as they neared the exit. She realized that they would have scarpered as fast as possible upon knowing something was up. She hung her head in shame at thinking about her own safety before that of the safety of the mission. Could this night get any worse? She was bundled into the back of Vanweer's private cart, and Vanweer and a single guard climbed in beside her. Vanweer clicked to the driver and the cart pulled off back towards the main city. I have to assume you didn't know I was going to be there tonight, Vanweer said, conversationally, flicking through some pages that had been passed to her when she took her seat. It was pretty spur-of-the-moment decision for me, and look how well it's worked out. I've really caught a life one. I will also have to assume you are working for Teleglishi. I knew she wouldn't just let it lie. Stupidly dedicated. Marine sat dumbly in her feet. She barely felt real. She just wanted to go back to before any of this happened and do nearly everything differently. They pulled up outside Vanweer's building, and Marine was frog-marched up the slope and into Vanweer's office. I'll be in a moment. Make yourself comfortable, sneered Vanweer. Oh dear. So, she recognized her, and it didn't go well. So your choices are, you've got some exciting choices now to decide before tomorrow. What happens next? So Marina's going to go in and be questioned by Vanweer. Your options for what happens during that questioning are: 1. Marine is questioned and she gives up Ezria. 2. Marine is questioned and she refuses to say anything. 3. Marine is questioned and lies about working alone. 4. Marine's magic kicks in and she vanishes. Or 5. Marine's magic kicks in and she grows. Those are your options. So, Marine is questioned and gives up Ezria. Marine is questioned and refuses to say anything. Marine is questioned and lies about working alone. Marine's magic kicks in and she vanishes. Marine's magic kicks in and she grows. Those are your options. I'm really sorry I'm not here live, but I'm in the back of a car somewhere, probably on the M23. And I love you all very much, and I'll see you tomorrow. Bye!